Hey, hey, shalom, shalom. First off, I like to say, Kal Halal, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Bahashim, Ruach Wadash, Thawada, Yahweh, for giving us Yahweh. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who have the 100% spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Shai in them. Double honors to the CT bishops, elders of GMS, all right, our big Akim, our big brothers. And greetings and salutations to the Akim in this country and all over the world who are prophesying in the true name of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, which is none other than the power of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, who are descendants from those people on their father's side. Shalom to those who are scattered abroad. I'm Yahweh, Lord willing, ushering the King of the Universe, King Yahushai, from the power of Yahweh, all right? And the title of the show is going to be more proof, okay? More proof that America, or Babylon the Great, America's dollar is absolutely going to crash, all right? There's more proof to that, man. It's at this point, it's been undeniable, you know. So basically, Russia and China, you know, they're moments away, if not already, in agreements to signing a major energy deal. Okay. Again, once again, Russia and China is basically at the point of us signing a major energy deal. Okay. And as we speak right now, Putin of Russia, he's actually in a 2-day trip in China. I don't know if it's his first or second day. There's something I just looked up briefly about looking into current events. And that's what's going on, you know. So, you know, I just want to do, you know, a show on that. I got 3 scriptures going into that, you know what I mean? Because obviously this is about biblical prophecy, you know, the prophecies of Yahweh Shemashai. And over what's the prophecies? That the Lord's going to come back to destroy Babylon, right? That America's going to be destroyed by nuclear fire, and that World War III is inevitable, right? And this is the major comeback sign of our Lord, you know, and all the, you know, like Elder Nas, I heard it from him first years ago, that before world wars, and you can check it, you know, you know by now, that at the end of the day, before world wars are trade wars.
Everyone said
all right?
I'd have to leave my
trade
job
wars.
during the marketing degree. Everyone except WGU. Their competency based on life.
Let me know if that's loud, Baba. And so before world wars are trade wars, and that's what's been happening now. As of this week, I believe Russia just put new tariffs on China on let me see what I have written down here. New tariffs on certain goods dealing with chips, or you know, dealing with certain microchips or chips for computers, solar cells, solar technology, solar cells that go into these solar panels and whatever deals with solar energy, and lithium. Lithium is a liquid that deals with, or a mineral that deals with that is used for batteries, you know. And so these are big stocks or resources that are the wave of the future. You know, all these not merchandise, resources that I'm mentioning, whether it be microchips, solar cells, lithium, right? These are all resources that deal with a how should I say, technocracy, you know, technocracy, or technocracy, you know, that which proves that the smart cities are in play. They're in development right now. You know, smart cities are obviously, you know, run by certain technologies, 5Gs, certain batteries, electricity. You know what I mean? And all these chips, okay, solar energies, parts, batteries, right? So, you know, remember, there's a big shift that the economies are doing around the world, right? So-called safe energy, that people are moving towards electricity. That's what they're telling you, which is, there's other better sources of uh, uh, renewable energy, or energy that's more better for the ecosystem, whatever have you, right? Natural resources, but lithium and battery technology, that still destroys, the ecosystem. So there are other better ways of using natural energy, whether it be gas or wind or solar, or even the best I've heard is steam energy from the ground. That is a good source of. And I mean, hey, you could even run cars, which is discovered in the 30s and 40s. You can even run certain machinery off water. Okay, there's certain energies you could pull from the atmosphere as far as electricity. That's what acupuncture is. Acupuncture is dealing with, putting metals on some points in your body and your nerves to extract electricity or electrons from the air. So, not to rant on, you know, but so I don't got my computer and all that. Usually I read the article, and but so I posted three. This show is based off three articles of Russia Today that you should see right now in the description box. Okay, so I got these scriptures I want to share, and I got some notes real quick I took off of these three articles of Russia Today. All right, hey Shalom, comment board family. All right, Shalom Yarshallah on the comment board. Ara Banath Zion, Shalom Makwith. Okay, and feel free to post scriptures if anybody out there. Now, real quick, I do want to say, I'm based off the last video, an update only for for exaltation in the spirit of Yahweh Shemai Shai. The last video I did where I share some personal, which I don't do, but I share some personal for the building of the flock. Building exalting spirit, which is to say that we have unbreakable faith. So, a quick update, with the car situation that the Lord blessed me by having somebody call from the job, and call me up and offered me to give me a ride. And I was from the management at this new job I'm at, and they had somebody who lived close to me pick me up and bring me to work. So that was right after the video, So the water Yabishimai shot for that, just updating on that, and in the car situation, not as bad. I dropped it off somewhere close, which that's the Lord. The person who picked me up referred me to there, and it may not be as bad as it seems. So that's the spirit of the Lord. You know what I mean? When things go totally against what you're doing, then Lord tests you, see how you act, and boom, He bless you. Maybe right away, maybe a little while, but just an update on that. So the water for the prayers. But anyway, continue. Okay, so again, I had one article on there going into the first one. You'll see on the description. It says China and Russia signing major energy deal. Okay, so again, China and Russia signing a major energy deal deals with a Siberia 2. It's called a Siberia 2 pipeline, right? And the Siberia 2 pipeline, which China and Russia are closing in on a deal on as we speak, is basically transporting gas. Basically, Russia is going to build a new pipeline going, which is already in China already, but even furthermore, and supplying even more, some called BCMs, or cubic meters of gas. 50 billion cubic meters of gas delivered onto China. All right, it's called the Siberia 2 pipeline, and so that's the deal they're closing on. It's a major deal. Okay, now let me see, and they also are doing in talks of other commercial deals, dealing with other agreements that they have with their economy, whatever that may be, anything dealing with the commercial, sales and things like that nature, So again, more proof that nobody wants to do business with America anymore, man. Babylon, the whole. All right, and so you can read that article, and the other article I had, if you see in the description, it says 90% of Russia and China transactions, currencies, they're doing in the ruble and the yen, or the yuan, however you pronounce that, right? So again, another, example, top, piled up on many other examples of countries dropping the dollar as far as trade is concerned. Remember, world wars don't come forth besides no other way by trade wars, So, because beginning of the Ukraine war, what did America do? America, Babylon the Great, they passed a lot of sanctions against Russia, right? As far as trade and certain businesses, they blocked certain avenues of trade in minerals and resources to Russia in business. Now to the point where you can't even go on Google and type in Russia, it won't show up. Okay, and it goes on both sides. The EU, the European Union, which is the 7 hands and 10 horns. All right, dealing with the mother of harlots, the scarlet colored beast, and that woman dressed in scarlet, which is America. The 7 heads and 10 horns represents the EU, the European Union, or 10 common markets, which are today called the European Union, also NATO, National Organization Treaty. I forget what it is, North Atlantic Treaty. So, they're all together against Russia and the Brits. You already know about that breakdown. So again, 90% of Russia and China transactions, or their currencies, are being traded in the ruble and the yen. So again, they've dropped the dollar. They're not using it. Okay, which is what destroying America's economy. All right, which is inevitable, absolutely. All right, gonna make the American economy crash, the stock market crash, and the dollar crash, right? And the third article I had was what was it that Russia, Putin made a speech, I believe today, right, going into, or yesterday, probably I think today, going into that America is abusing the economic market around the world. They're abusing markets, the worldwide global market around the world. All right, and how are they doing that? By manipulating the market, by tariffs, by raising tariffs against China, right? By blocking certain businesses against Russia. Okay, dealing with, for example, I got it written down here. Yeah, because what's it's doing, or what these sanctions and regulations are doing, is driving up inflation. Okay, to America, right? You got a bunch of financial analysts saying, right, World Economic Financial Analysts saying that we're at the point where now the next few months this year, America's spending is going to go to $1 trillion a month, which is unprecedented, man. All right, this is crazy, man. All right, Babylon the Great, America is free falling to its destruction. It's free falling to economic collapse. All right, and again, these are the nations, the BRICS nations, headed by Russia. The head, right? That's what Russia breaks down to, right? Ra'ash in the Paleo Hebrew, the headings. or head prince, right? Chief prince of Gog and Magog, right? Ra'ash, the head prince of these nations, which is Russia. They're leading the way, man, and they're going to lead the way to destroy Babylon the Great, man. Okay, and this all proves that. So again, Putin quoted that uh, America is abusing the market by these regulations and tariffs, but it's backfiring. Okay, if you read the article, I'm going by memory. Russia and China's economy has increased 25%, and that made it somewhere 23, it's something billions of dollars, man. Through this, they're doing better. Okay, while America's going down. So, and this is all being done systematically. Even though, oh, there go a hummingbird. I should look. Hold up. I should have turned it around. I was dope. Hummingbird just came up. Anyway, even though American media, Babylon media, says that things are getting better and they're doing regulations against Russia to improve whatever, it's backfiring. All right, it's systematic where the elites want this country to crash, and it is. All right. Anyway, all these regulations going to drive inflation, and what I got written down here: sanctions imposed by the U.S. and the EU since the Ukraine war. It continues. The sanctions against a variety of goods, Babylon has done, America has done, which is again destroying American economy, right? Even though they tell you supposed to help, it's not helping. Expensive. So what they doing, these damn demons, America, with them causing sanctions and blocking trade with Russia and China, which control most of the worldwide market, they're now forcing themselves to make other nations buy their expensive metals, expensive energy usage. That's what they did with the whole pipeline situation. I'm not going to go to. I did a show on that where America, through a lot of fingers are pointed at America, even though they said they blame Russia. A lot of fingers are pointed to America being involved with the pipelines of Russia being destroyed, because now Russia was supplying the European nations with gas, a cheaper gas, and with that pipeline being destroyed or interrupted, America came into play. Took the place of selling their liquefied gas to the European nations, which was more expensive, and the European nations are suffering off of that. Okay. So anyway, that's what they're doing now. Expensive metals and other resources. And again, Washington, America, they just raised more tariffs this week on China, on certain mineral sources, like I said, on microchips, solar cells, and lithium. Okay. And Putin also quoted that what America is doing, they're using a dollar as a form of a tool of combat. I like the way he says that. The dollar is being used as a form of combat, and these other nations are not playing that game anymore. They're creating their own what do you call it, petrodollar, trading in central bank digital currencies, trading in their own form of currencies and real sources, man. Okay, because Babylon and America don't got any sources, man. Okay, they're just creating their money is digits and creating money out of thin air, which is again gonna make the system crash. It's inevitable, man. Like Apostle always says, a credit-based system will not last, especially if the people who are supposed to be trustworthy over the economy, a bunch of crooks and a bunch of crooks. Okay, corrupt leaders. So that's what I have here. So I got 3 scriptures I want to bring out, and like I said, usually I would read the article, but I can't with my setup, and read those articles if you're interested, and you can see. Okay, they're quick articles. All right. So again, that's a big deal. Again, let me repeat. Russia and China, 90% of their transactions are between the ruble and the yuan. It's over for Babylon, man. All right. It's only a matter of time. Now let's go to the scriptures. I'll read. I'll read first. Let's read. We always get this. How ye inhabitants of Maktesh, right? That's I got one in Ezekiel, and I'm gonna finish off in James. So the one in Ezekiel. No. Let's go to I believe it's Zephaniah. Okay, Zephaniah 1:11. This is where we're at. You know, we always break this scripture out, right? It says, "How ye inhabitants of Maktesh, okay? For all the merchant people are cut down. All that bear silver are cut off." Okay. Look, America already did away with the silver back in the under Nixon, I believe, or was it Carter? I forget which. I think it was Nixon. He banned silver that was used for quarters and nickels, right? In the 60s, I believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong. And the penny, copper, was a little earlier than that, maybe 10 years before, but you can correct me. But we know it was in that decade, you know, that real silver and copper were really used in its purest form, because, you know, 50, 40, you know, maybe 60 to 70 years ago, 60 years ago, 60 years ago, you know, change or quarters, dimes, or whatever have you, that was real copper, that was real silver. But now it's been cut down and just not even real. You know, it's counterfeit. You know, so they been did away with that. Okay, they don't want you Babylonians to have nothing. Okay, everything's fake in this society. It's a fake world, fake nation, down to the money. That's why it's called fiat money. Fake. It's fake. It's not real. Again, real money is gold and silver, right? A real source, and also livestock, and something you could trade. You know, whether it be crops, farm, minerals, textiles like wool, silk. Okay, that's real trade. Okay, money. Again, so it says. So remember, Maktesh was an ancient city. Okay, dealing with trade, like a modern day Wall Street. All right. It says, "How ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down." Is not America a merchant society, a merchant setup? And remember, they always say that America was, Mitt Romney said that America is a corporation. The people are a corporation before, it's a corporation before it's a people, you know? So, America is a business. All right. My phone's about to die. Of course, you know, if it cuts off, I'll continue, you know, let it charge and continue. But so I'll speed it up. But anyway, the point is that America is really called not America to the elites or people that major financial tycoons. It's really called Homeland Security. Okay, because the business of America is their business of contractors, military contractors that go around policing the world, right? Destroying other nations to reap, because the rules of engagement of war, what other nation destroyed another nation, that nation that destroyed that nation that was going to war with, they're responsible for rebuilding it. So they rig the system. So war is business. You go to war, you destroyed the nation. Oh, well, we destroyed you, so now we'll rebuild. But you got to buy our, you know, you got to buy it to our government. You know, you got to sell out and buy our products, buy our businesses, our minerals, right, for your economy. So that means if they're going to do that, and their society's broken down to nothing, they have no choice but to give in and to sell out under Babylon. That's what Babylon's done to build their empire, like devils like they are. They rigged the system. Okay. So Salak, how many inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down? So Homeland Security is nothing but a business. And it starts, the number one business is war. Destroying other nations, rebuilding your McDonald's, your Burger King, your Costco's, whatever business, even your way of government overall, which is a New World Order government, a Marxist dealing with Marxism, right, which is changes the whole culture of that society and brings you into the culture of basically at the end of the day, Satan, all right? A diabolic society, man. That's what all the that's the wine of fornication that the scriptures talk about. It says, all that bear silver are cut off. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem and with candles and punish the men that are settled in their lees, that say in their heart, their Lord will not do good, neither will do the evil. So that was a point, but that represents all, Jake, even Jake that are really doing good, in society, whether it be sports athletes, movie directors, or people big in business that you don't see in the camera, but investors in stock and in the market. You got Jake involved with that, making millions of dollars, and these are people who sold out because to reach them levels of a six-digit bank account or check, you got to be a Freemason, man, even a low level Mason. Okay. Next scripture is Ezekiel 7:19. Ezekiel 7:19, right? One of my favorite ones going into this topic. It reads, right, straight to the point, it reads, it says, let me check the battery real quick. Let me not get out before something happens. Let me not get out. I don't want the phone to die. Let me see if this reaches. I've got a portable charger. Okay, it does read. Okay. Are we charged up? I don't got to rush. But I'm almost done. I'm not trying to make it too long. Okay. All right, we good. Okay, we charged up now. The water. All right, so now let's go to Ezekiel 7:19. It reads, I could probably start up above. I'm just going to go to the point. 17, it says, all hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. It says, they shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon the faces, and baldness upon all their heads. Which, remember, in the customs of Israel, are customs that when we mourn in general for the dead, whatever have you would, or mourn to Yahweh Shemai Shai, you would cut your hair bald, you would cut your eyebrows, cut your facial hair. Women too, they would cut their hair, cut their eyebrows. That was a sign of mourning, a pure lowering yourself to the lowest degree, and you'll put like dirt over you, as an example or example of being low, humble, and mourn. So that's what that's talking about. It says, all hands should be feeble and all knees shall be weak as water. Okay, that's what we're coming into. That's Jake with trouble. And the strength of the people in society, how they move, is their money. When you have no money, no income, and things will be more expensive, you become that's your power. Especially for men. But that's another subject, which men are designed not to make as much money now these days. But anyway, that's your power, and you have this economy. The America Babylon economy, the money's going down. Okay, all these things that Russia. Remember, Russia is the head of all these other nations. That's what their name actually goes back to, head prince. You know, they're acting out their omen, man, and leading the way, a collaborative effort with all the other nations, being allies with China and Russia, India, China, South Africa, you know, Brazil, Saudi Arabia, which you want them on your team, and etc. Turkey, all these 27 nations plus nations signed up with the BRICS nations. Why? To go against the European Union, right? The West, and it is going down. So they shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon their faces, and baldness upon their heads. The point, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. And that's what it is at the end of the day. Verse 19. Let's read it one more time. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. And that's what it is. You know, gold is skyrocketing. You know, silver is skyrocketing, and as far as per ounce. Certain metals are skyrocketing, even foods, almonds, coppers, all that. Once gold rises, everything else, all the other sources rise too. Foods and textiles and certain minerals, All right. And let's get some light here. Is that better? Whatever. Let me just continue. Right? So it's not going to help, right? All these things that are set up in this society, nothing's going to be able to help you. Even if you have gold stocked up or silver, it may work for a little bit, but a lot of, people who have gold and silver, I believe personally there's going to be a lot of entrapments. You're going to go, we're going to go people in the wilderness and yeah, we're going to go to this place because they trade in gold and silver and we can buy, whatever. And it might be a setup. They'll take your gold and rape your wife and your kids and then blow your head away. And then maybe eat you as far as cannibalism. This is the society. Let me turn the light. This is where we're headed. Okay, this is where we're headed. Okay. Slack out there. I'm almost done. Slack it. Satan messing with me now. Alright. Right? And as the Lord says, and their gold shall be removed, their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in that day of the wrath of the Lord, because all this is building towards the wrath of the Lord. All right, the stock market crashing, which represents trade wars, right? Before world wars are trade wars, this is all pointing towards the Lord's wrath. We're in the midst of it, and it's escalating. Remember, the Lord said in Luke, I come with fire, but what if I already be kindled? Something to that effect. It's in Luke 12. I always forget what that is. What if it already be kindled? The sparks of the destruction and wrath of the Lord has already been fueled. Okay. And examples is that the other nations are getting together, just like in the book of Revelations, and affiliating themselves with each other, collaborating their economies together, their businesses together, right? Like again, China and Russia are closing in on a major U.S. deal, energy deal. A lot of commercial businesses, and the major thing is a pipeline going over to Russia to China. All right, all against America, man. Nobody wants America's money no more. Like Putin just said. He describes America using their money as what? A tool of combat. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. Okay, last scripture. This is James, the 5th chapter. I'm going to finish there. James, 5th chapter. Okay. We're going to finish here. One of a very popular scripture of the downfall of the elites, you know, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, the elite banking families, the one trying to usher in this fake anati, the New World Order, which, you know, they're not going to accomplish, of course, man. So let's read James, the 5th chapter. It reads, it says, go to now, ye rich men. And rich men are not talking about, you know, Elon, like Amon Gabar says, beloved brother, he's out there. He says Elon Muskie. I like that. Elon Muskie. That's not gonna it's not gonna pan out. Okay, Slaki. A little better. Yeah, it's not going to pan out. So it says, go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries, right? That shall come upon you. So Elon Musk and BG, you know, Kill Gates, Bezos, you know, any other tycoon, not tycoon, people in the billionaires worth of money, you know, they're not your really rich, okay? The people who own the world, lock, stock, and barrel, Job 9:24, are the purebred Edomites, right? Which are the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, okay? You know, there's mix of information, but I learned that that over 200 years ago, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, DuPonts, the Bergs, all them rich families, 13, the Council of 13, the 13 richest families of the earth, headed by the Rothschilds, they've been worth over, let's say Rothschilds, they're over 20 years ago, worth over $500 trillion. Okay, even if it's now or back then, I believe it was back 200 years ago. And so what is it now? Either or, they own, you know, 90% of the world's wealth, man, probably more. All right. So, you know, those are the real rich men. What's being worth 150 billion or 120 billion, like Elon Musk, or he might be worth more, compared to we don't even know, man. 800 trillion, 900 trillion, and even more. You know, what's after a trillion? I don't know. Quadrillion? So, you know, they're the rich men. So the Lord says, howl and weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. All right. And they're being miserable because, of course, you know, which we all pray for, we put curses on them through the spirit of Yahweh Shemai Shai, that these damn demons, they're going through nightmares, man. That's what I pray they go through. The Rothschilds, Rockefellers, everybody affiliated with the Masonry, the Illuminati, the Fakenati, I call them, that whole wicked establishment, all these demons and the 2/3. But really, we're talking about the elites, that they're being haunted by dreams of the Lord's comeback, you know, going through, waking up in cold sweats. You know, I believe that, Lord, that's what's happening, man. Sweating over the rise of Israel, waking up. You know, all the efforts to block this knowledge from the Lord's people is not working. You know, there's a series I've been wanting to do. I haven't done it, but called Project Looking Glass. But anyway, they know that it's an end for them. You know, dealing with supercomputers, and certain technologies that they have, quantum computing that can predict certain events in the future. And there's a computer, where I'm not going to go into it, that they predicted events that it pinpoints a destruction period, that all their algorithms and their estimations prove to a destruction. And no matter how many ways they try to change it, it always leads to a destruction, climatic event, right? So I'm gonna have to do something on that, Lord willing. But they know it's over, and they know, but they're going through it already. That's why Revelation 12:12 says, I'll read it right now, right? That's why it is. Let's let the scripture speak. Revelation 12, to prove that prove that the Rothschilds, these elite bank families, are miserable, is this scripture, Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, which is talking about all the realms. Heaven represents havens or rulership or conditions. The conditions of the spiritual realm with the Most High and the Lord, that's a haven or a condition in itself, which is all righteousness and truth, right? You got the conditions of the universe, which is a haven in itself, and you got the conditions of the fucking demon, motherfucker, Salakia, man. And you got the conditions of this world, which is nothing but the haven of hell, right? So the Lord's saying, rejoice ye all realms, right? Rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, right? Woe to the inhabitants of the earth, which entails grave danger and harm, right? Which is basically destruction. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth, which really means sorrow, right? Because destruction, the result of that is sorrow, anguish, and pain. So woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. The sea represents the people, right? Who inhabit the earth. For the devil is come down upon you. Who's the devil? Well, we know who is the great deceiver. Devil defines as what? False accuser. All right. So the ones who makes the most false accusations would be the devil. Going to, well, I can't even say that. Going to the MOON. All right, come on, man. You can't pass the radiation belt, and you didn't have enough fuel. I think it's round trip, 4 million miles there and back, or either one way to go there. The MOON. That's a false accusation. Let's start with the Lord, man. The Most High and the Lord depicted as looking like somebody from a Kiss band with long doggy string hair. That's the number one false accusation of eternity, man. That the Most High Lord, his name is God, which is not. That don't mean that's a Greek term. That's not the Most High's name. And the Lord's name is Jesus. I don't want to say it. That's definitely false accusations that Esau perpetrated out there. And again, saying the small hats are us. Excuse me, that the small hats are Edomites, that people over there now. That's a false accusation. So on and so forth. We can go on for days. Okay? That the so-called UFOs, which are the Most High's vehicles, chariots, his cars of the universe, right? Vehicles, telling you that they're green had the big aliens in there. Another lie. Another false accusation. So who controls information? And when you get the information, you find that's nothing but a lie, man. This man is the devil. All right? This man is the devil, man. So it says, so the devil, which we know who he is, Esau, Edomites, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, come down onto you having great wrath, because he knows he had but a short time. That's why it's happening. He knows his time is over. AC's going to say, F it. I ain't going down alone. I'm bringing everybody down with me. That's why he's doing what he's doing now. They been know they're going down. That's why they plan to, go into the Georgia Guidestone. Right? The Georgia Guidestone goes into what? You already know. A depopulating state. In all the events around the world is proven so, because you already know, since the lockdown, I'll leave it at that, many people on Earth, they say a certain percentage of people on Earth have dropped dead. I think over, 1 billion people? through, you already know, through the jump shot, through the war, through disease, through, you know, all that, man. It says your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. That's right. They're corrupt. When something corrupted decays, it's inevitable, right? So if they're corrupt, it's inevitable. They're gonna rust away. That's what we're in the time now. Your gold and silver is cankered, and your rust of them shall be a witness against you. That's right. So the rust, which is a decay, a crumbling down, remember, America is free falling to a collapse. It's free falling to a crash, which proves that it's corrupt. Because if it wasn't a corrupt nation, if it was what it seems to preach to be, it wouldn't be falling down. It would be rising, right? It would grow. It would evolve, right? But they're not evolving. They're devolving, if that's a word, right? There is a recession, which is a depression and a depression and collapse. So that's the proof, because a true economy, which is the only economy, which goes back to house management, the house of the Lord, which is his planet Earth, is going to be managed by none other than Yahushua, King David, and the elect. All right, that's going to manage this world. All right, and that's not going to collapse. Isaiah 45:17. All right, a world without end. All right, why? Because the righteous laws are enacted. The righteous laws of the Lord are in tune with nature. You know, they coincide with nature, man. Even that applies to us. We're nature. We're part of the earth. Nature means to spring forth and come forth. Right. This is why we will never fall, especially with the new bodies. This is the promises. We are destined to rule this world and beyond, man. Now, you low-level dummies who don't believe that, that's your issue. You know, to believe in this facade, this fake world. Okay. But the elect, the 1/3, they have a higher awareness because of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. So again, the example of a corrupt setup system is that it rusts, it decays. So the collapse of the dollar, the collapse of the economy, the way things are going around all around the world, where it's just going downhill morally, economically, the family structure, etc. We go all angles, is going down, man. Why? Because it's a corrupt, rusted system that's witnessed against you, elites, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. You have heaped treasure together for the last in the last days. Is it not true that they're building safe bunkers in the space, bunkers underground, hoarding foods, blocking blockades in the ports around the country to stop certain goods from coming in because they're hoarding them. You know, a year or two ago, they were talking about hoarding, I think, grain. Russia was hoarding grain from Ukraine because Ukraine was the biggest export of grain, wheat, around the whole world. Who's hoarding that? Russia. Who's hoarding certain foods around the world? The elites. Who's buying farmland in America? I'm not gonna say, BG. You can figure that, BG. Who's buying the farmland and patenting seeds, as demonic as that is? Who the hell fuck you think you are to patent a seed? You see, that's a demon. You didn't create a seed. You didn't create this, what you see around us. Patented seeds, buying farmland, changing the ingredients of apple cider vinegar. Anyway, let's finish up. It says, you have heaped treasures together for the last days. Yeah, food. That's the major one. Gold, money. They already planned their escape route. Now, America is being imploded, if that's the correct word. It's being a planned demolition, implosion inside. It's collapsing, and it's being done by the economy, by these tariffs that's supposed to do good against the bad guys of Russia and China, but it's counterproductive because now, expenses in America are going up because they're not using their other nations' goods. So they seem they mean well, but it's destroying this economy badly. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you, kept back by a fraud, right? Which is who? Then Israel. We're the ones that built this cesspool called America. It says, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields. Who reaped down the fields? Who laid down the groundwork for this damn demonic country to be built up? It was the slaves, man, of Israel, right? The key to that is the transatlantic slave trade. The transatlantic slave trade was known as the first international global network from 3 continents, from Africa to the Americas, first the islands, South America, all the way to Europe. Transatlantic slave trade, where they traded many goods, textiles, clothing, wool, silk, etc., minerals, all forms of sources, mineral sources. And of course, slaves, which is the biggest commodity. If you don't pay your slaves, you get 1,000% profit. That's why they made so much money. Okay? So we are the laborers who have reaped down the fields, which is of you kept back by fraud. They was committed by fraud, right? Because it's fraud when you don't pay your worker anything. Again, when you don't pay your worker nothing, and you put all that money. Remember, cotton was a thriving force was the first thing that built America, man, of the blood and sweat and tears and the trauma upon our people. The Native Americans, what they went through, etc. Cotton, tobacco, everything that the slaves had to pick. Kept back by fraud, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, and that's Lord Yahushai. All right, the Lord of armies. Okay, that's Lord Yahushai, man, son of Abba Yahweh. All right, he sees what's going on and he hears it. All right, and if you mess with his people, man, which we are. Okay, we are his prophets, starting with the apostles of Jesus on down, because we prophesy these events. We're not out here trying to make rap albums or sell wrong scriptures for $50. You fucking demons, man. May the Most High fucking destroy you. All right, I don't got patience to talk about these idiots. Baseball cap wearing niggas, man. Rice dick talking about you a gangster, man. You chubby. Anyway. Slack it, man. But anyway, it says, behold, the hire of the laborers have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, of crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered in the ears of Lord of Sabaoth. You have lived in pleasure on earth and been wanton, which means undisciplined. You have no ultimate discipline is the law, statutes, commandments. You don't follow the laws. You don't follow any instruction. You have no judgment. These demons do whatever they want to do. They destroy the earth. They make HARP technology to make weather, destroy the ecosystem. They create stuff that are counterproductive to the ecosystem, which is plastics, takes 10,000 years to decay or to biodegrade. It's not biodegradable. They destroy the earth. Oil spills just to raise oil prices. Plant oil spills. And have wanted. You have nourished your hearts as in the day of the slaughter. You have condemned. And you have wanton. You have nourished your hearts. That's right. You have nourished your mind with being in just being drenched in pleasure. Enjoying the riches of the earth, which is which is a prophecy of Esau. Remember, the blessing that Esau got, what Isaac gave him, was what you should have the fatness of the earth. You know, part of the fatness is total control and power, you know, by way of really how they get it, by money and usury, by deception, you know, starting with Meyer Absham Rothschild, who set up his 5 sons to start up the banks to distribute money, right, to loan money with unrealistic rules that they would get what certain amount of interest, which that's how they monopolized money, man. And they got it by war, funding both sides of the war. It says, "Ye have condemned and killed the just, and ye shall, and he doth not resist you." Yeah, you slaughtered the Native Americans, who are the chosen people of the Lord, and our people. We are a just people, right? We are a just people, man. Why? Because that we are the chosen of Yahweh Shema Shai, and the holy commandments, which are given unto us, is the only way you can be justified. No other law in the universe can justify you than the laws of Yahweh Shema Shai that it gave unto the children of Israel. All right, and you've killed the just, you know, and continue to, because whether you believe it or not, don't matter, man. We are the future leaders of the new world, man. All right, starting with Yahweh Shai and King David and the rest of the elect. We're going to be walking judges, carrying out true justice and judgment on the earth. All right, which is that's the promises, you know, the true managers of this planet, man, through the Yahweh Shai. You know, you have condemned and killed the just, and they've condemned us with harsh judgment, calling us what? 3/5 of a man. You know, calling our Native American brothers savages, Indians, calling us Haitians, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, you know, which is not our natural name. You know, harsh judgment, right? Everything you see in the news is blaming us, which, you know, through biotechnology with the foods and media and setting up idols and all these different manifold things that have been done to destroy people's minds. It's been systematic, done to destroy us, which is overall Yahweh Shema Shai. That's the curse. It's to use Esau to do that. But anyway, it says, and he does not resist you. We didn't resist you. We had some resistance over time, but really the Native Americans, they helped these damn pilgrims, and they landed on Plymouth Rock with open arms. These damn gutter rats. They helped out the conquistadors, even going further back. You know, America Vespucci and Christopher Colombo, that demon. Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord Yahweh Shai. Behold, the husbandman, which is our Lord, waited for the precious fruit of the earth, and had long patience for it until he received the early and latter rain. Be ye also patient, establish your hearts, your mind, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh. Grudge not. So that's the point, that the drawing of the Lord draweth nigh. All right. This is what this all points down to, because this system is corrupting, is going down, which represents the corruption. Because again, if a society is upheld in high esteem and really got the truth, it's not supposed to corrupt. It's not supposed to go down. So what does it say for all the prior rulerships from America on and into the past? They were all corrupt. They didn't have the truth. All right. The truth is given unto Yahweh Shema Shai, to the nation of Israel, and we will never fall. All right. So the Lord's going to come back to claim his throne on earth. All right. Like the prayer says, let thy will be done in heaven, like it's on earth. What? Total righteousness, man. All right. In all realms. All right. It says, grudge not against one another, brethren, lest ye be condemned. Behold, the judge standeth at the door. Take thy brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord. Who's spoken in the name of the Lord? Well, we all know who that is. All right. The apostles of GMS and on down. We are. For example of suffering, affliction, and patience. Right? So we are an example of suffering. We have suffered to do this work, right? Even unto death, to be afflicted, right? To doing it in the name of the Lord, and be patient to do that, because patience means to suffer anyway, right? We're being patient to not to lose our wit and do it on our own accord. We're waiting on the Lord to cast vengeance, because really all vengeance is of the Lord, right? We are the same mind of the Lord. So what we feel is what He feels, if you believe, right? Our vengeance is His vengeance, and His vengeance is our vengeance, because we are one. Yahweh Shema Shai. So that was it right there, you know. So yeah, that was a show. So Lord willing, you know, you were edified. Okay. And again, the title was you know, more proof that America, Babylon, dollar is gonna crash. Okay, which what represents the economy crashing, your stock market crashing. That's what it means when the dollar crashes, because America's free falling down to a crash, a collapse, because it's corrupt, number one, and it proves their corruption. It proves their rust. Okay, and what's proving that is Russia and China and all these other nations doing business with each other. Okay, again, China and Russia are right now, as we speak, signing a major deal, energy deal, commercial deals with each other. So that's going to make them make even more money. And they're not trading in the dollar; they're trading in a ruble. What's it called? The ruble, the yuan, and the ruble. So like the yuan and the ruble. Okay. So all praise to Yahweh Shema Shai for these signs of the Lord's coming. Because again, you know, the signs of the Lord's coming is World War III, because He's going to interrupt that. And World War III is going to be fought by nuclear fire, which is destined to fall upon to destroy Babylon the Great, man. And everything's building towards that. It's undeniable. This is what a man of the Lord should be talking about, not rubbing your wife's feet or making rap albums, man. All right? Or Soul Train lines, or date night. And anybody who believes in that, you're a goddamn disgrace and a demon yourself, man. Believing in the name of Jesus Christ and shit like that. You know, you have a dark spirit yourself. But you know, we concerned about the elect. You know, we're only concerned about the elect. We're only concerned about the elect, so like, almost done. All right. Hey, Shalom, brother Kahan, priest Kahan out there, Jersey camp. Shalom, brother. Watch and pray. All right. So, you know, with that, I hope you edified. And, you know, again, to Wadi Yabashima Shai, that we have these signs. And the only ones who can see them is a sheep. Okay. And that's it, man. So with that, remember those articles that this show is based off is in the description. All right. So, Shalom. Kal Halal. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Ba'Hashem Ruchak Wadash Wadi Yahweh for giving this Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, and double honors to the CT bishops of GMS, Big Akim, and salutations to the Akim in this country, and all of the world prophesying in the true name of Yahweh Shemeshai. Shalom.